Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So I decided that I want to do like weekly or bi-weekly pregnancy updates for my second pregnancy. I obviously didn't do that for Harrison, but I thought it would be fun to do it for this baby. So I'm going to start doing those, and like I said, depending on how I feel or whether I get to film it or not, it'll be weekly or bi-weekly ones. So as of Saturday, I was 9 weeks pregnant, and now I'm 9 weeks and 3 days. Yeah. I've actually experienced way more symptoms with this pregnancy than I did with Harrison. With Harrison, it was just mainly fatigue. I mean, that was it throughout really my entire pregnancy. That's all I ever dealt with when I was pregnant with Harrison. And now there's a lot more. So if the wives' tales are true, I should be expecting a little girl. But I would not be surprised if I was having a little boy. I would actually be really excited either way. I know everybody says that, but I really would. I guess I found out I was pregnant like when I was 5 weeks pregnant. And once I found out, like within a couple of days, nausea kicked in. And the nausea was really just if I let myself get too hungry, or if like I wouldn't eat something first thing in the morning, I would like really feel it. But that's actually starting to go away. I don't necessarily feel like the nausea comes randomly now, and it's kind of like ebbing away. I don't necessarily feel too nauseous anymore, but in the very beginning I did, and it really wasn't that bad. Like, it wasn't disruptive to my way of living or anything like that. It was more of like, ugh, this doesn't feel good. Yeah, so like I was saying, for this pregnancy, I feel like I've had almost all symptoms with like breast changes. Like, they were so sensitive to, like, if I just slightly like rubbed up against something, it did not feel good. It hurt. They were so sore. And like I said, I didn't have that with Harrison, the sensitivity. This time I definitely do. I still do. So hopefully within the next couple of weeks that'll go away, because I'm over that one. You go to the bathroom a lot, or at least I do. That was one of the first things I noticed too. I mean, even the smallest amount that you have to go feels like you really have to go. Frequent trips to the bathroom, that's a thing. The fatigue, I mean, holy cow. I thought, you know, I remembered how bad it was with Harrison. I knew, I was like, that was terrible, how tired I was, how tired you are. But I mean, I remembered it, but I think I said this in one of my other videos. I, for some reason, thought that, yeah, I was super tired, but I just thought that I still got things done. And that was a huge lie. I don't know why I thought that. My whole first trimester with Harrison, Evan was actually gone. He wasn't even here. He was like, he'd be home for a week and then he'd leave for a month training, or a month and a half. So he was pretty much gone. He didn't come back until the very end of my first trimester. So because he was gone, I literally like could get away with sleeping all the time, and I didn't have to clean because I obviously didn't care. And it's not like Evan was home. So by the time he did get home, he was like, this is disgusting. What the hell have you been doing? And I'm like, sleeping. I'm exhausted. And he did not get it then, and I'm pretty sure he doesn't get it now. Like, the kind of tired that you feel. So yeah, that's been a thing. I really want to start going to the gym to see if that helps, because I really, like, I don't like that feeling. It's just, I would almost rather have more nausea than be so fatigued. Like, half the time, if I'm just that tired and my body wants me to sleep and I can't sleep because I'm watching Harrison or I need to get things done, I feel like I'm on narcotics. Like I'm just a zombie. It's so bad. I'm so tired. It's on another level. I do experience bloating. It just feels like in my lower abdominal area, it just feels really full. It's like a weird feeling. It's not like full like after you eat a big meal. It's just like something's growing in there. Like you can just, and the bloating is real. A huge one too that I did have with Harrison that I didn't know it was a pregnancy symptom until I had gone to the doctor, my first doctor's appointment where they do the physical. Nasal congestion, because I guess when you get pregnant, your like blood supply goes up by 50%, by half, so it causes your like nasal passages to swell, and I can't, which is why I sound like an idiot in all of like my latest videos, because I can't breathe through my nose and it's terrible. And of course like these allergies aren't helping at all, but I mean before the allergies were even a thing, like I was already like couldn't breathe through my nose, and it's the worst. Can't breathe through your nose because it's not like it's like snot or anything in there, it's just swollen, so you really like can't breathe. So now I'm forced to be a mouth breather and I hate it. I do not like it. It's so funny because when I eat, like obviously I close my mouth when I'm chewing because I have manners, and because of that and the fact that I can't breathe out my nose, I get so out of breath when I'm eating because I'm like holding my breath when I'm chewing, and I finally swallow, and by the time I swallow I'm like it's really embarrassing. With Harrison I had no food aversions and I really never like craved anything. This pregnancy, kind of the same thing. I do not have any aversions. Nothing to me is like, ew, I'm gonna vomit. But I do, like I had my first like real craving the other day. It was last week and I was just sitting like on the couch watching TV, I think, and I just for some reason thought about like Mexican chips and salsa, like from your Mexican restaurant, the tomato-y like salsa that you get when you first sit down. And oh my god, like I wanted it so bad. I could smell it. I could smell the tomato and the onions and the cilantro, and I wanted it so bad. And I didn't end up getting any until whatever day that was. I think it was Saturday. Yeah, Evan had to work Saturday, and on his way back he had gone to get something to eat, and I didn't really want what he was getting, but I knew the Mexican restaurant was right next to where he was going to get his food, and I asked him to stop and get me some chips and salsa and cheese dip, and he was like, no, that's out of my way, I'm not going. That's ridiculous, I'm not doing that. Which is stupid. I don't know why, like when I ask him to do something, it's always like he acts like he's super annoyed, but he does it anyways. So like let's just skip over that and just do what I tell you to do. So I was like, okay, fine, don't get it. So then a few minutes later he texts me and he's like, I got you your chips and salsa and cheese dip. And I'm like, yeah, I knew you would. So don't know why you threw a huge fit about it. But I finally got my chips and salsa and it was delicious, except for, of course, like they literally give me 2 like bags of chips, you know, a decent thing of like cheese dip, and like a tiny container of salsa, which is what I had really wanted. I was like, what the hell is this? But that's really been the main thing. Like I want like savory, spicy, hot stuff, like as far as cravings. That was the like biggest one so far, and main one was the chips and salsa for this pregnancy. My mood swings were really bad. They've calmed down now. Well, I'm still really emotional. Like, anything will make me cry. So but I can deal with that better than I can with the like irritability. And I kind of felt bad for Evan because obviously he gets the brunt of it, and he didn't want to come home for like 2 weeks. He did not want to come home from work because he knew that I was just gonna bite his head off when he got home. And I really don't know, like, I could have been like that with Harrison, but he was gone, you know, the first trimester. So a lot of this stuff, like, to him right now, he's like, what the hell is going on? This is ridiculous. But I'm like, this is real life. Like, I'm not making any of this up. This is real. Deal with it. Like, I don't know what to tell you, but he's having such a hard time, like, understanding, which really frustrates me. But like, he thinks a lot of this stuff is an excuse. Like, oh, you're pregnant, that's an excuse. But like, this is real. All this stuff is so real. But I did feel bad because the smallest things like would set me off, and I would like blow up, and then 5 seconds later I'd be over it. And of course he's still gonna be mad. So then I would get mad again because he's still mad, and I'm like, who cares? I'm over it. But the mood swings, like, whew, that was bad. That was really, really bad. That, thank goodness, has calmed down. Like I said, now I'm just emotional. I'll cry at a song on the radio. I'll cry at a commercial on the TV. I just cry about anything and everything because that's just because of hormones. And then the last like pregnancy symptom that I experienced, or early pregnancy symptom, was the pregnancy headaches. Terrible, 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 terrible. I had them with Harrison too, and it was awful, like migraine awful. But those have died down, so I don't really, like, week 7 and 8 I think were the worst for a lot of these symptoms. The headaches have gone away, and my mood swings have died down. The nausea has died down. So as far as early pregnancy symptoms, those were really all of them. So hopefully, like, now that I'm like coasting into the second trimester slowly but surely. But yeah, as far as early pregnancy symptoms, that was pretty much it. By the end of this week, I'll be 10 weeks pregnant. And then my next doctor's appointment is June 5th, I think. And that'll be the appointment where I actually get my like first ultrasound done by a doctor. The ultrasounds that we got for like our pregnancy announcements, that was like at one of those 40 places. They offer like an early pregnancy package where you get to go and they do an ultrasound, and you obviously get to see the baby and hear their heartbeat, and they give you ultrasound pictures and a little keepsake with the heartbeat sound. I'll show you guys that in a second. But I meant to get video of that, but we were running late and we barely got there in time. Like, if we would have been a minute later, they would have said, sorry, you have to come back another day. You have to reschedule because, you know, you're just too late. I mean, we hardly got any time because we were so late. So Evan was in charge of the camera, and so he took pictures and he let Harrison take pictures. So we didn't get any video, but we did get some picture, like one good picture. So I'm not saying it's Evan's fault, but it was Evan's fault. So here are the ultrasound pictures that we got. This one is just like the heartbeat, and our little bean is right there. And then this one is just the little bean. They're right there. We actually, I think we have like 2 more pictures. We have this little board that you can clip an ultrasound picture to, and it says, "We love you already," and I have it hanging up. We had an ultrasound picture of Harrison in there, and now we have a picture of our second little bean in the little frame, and we have it up in our living room. And they also gave us this little like keepsake, and when you press it, you can hear the baby's heartbeat. How cool is that? That's her bean's heartbeat. Harrison likes to play with this. He obviously doesn't know what it is, but I think it's really sweet when he sits there and presses the button. I was able to find, I have a Doppler at home, and I was able to find the baby's heartbeat yesterday for the first time, so that was really exciting. I couldn't like keep it long enough to where it got like the beats per minute, because I guess my little bean's just moving around in there, but I did get to hear the heartbeat for a little bit, and then they would move around, so I'd have to like move the wand to find their heartbeat again. But I did get to find it. I might try it tonight to show Evan. Hopefully our bean will cooperate so that he can hear the heartbeat at home. So that's it for my 9-week update. We're really excited. I don't think it's fully hit us yet. Like every now and then we're like, we're gonna have 2 kids. What? And then we just kind of like not forget it, but we just like go about our lives. I think it'll really hit us once we find out like whether we're having a baby girl or a baby boy. And then I don't think it's gonna hit Evan again until he comes home and there's like, you know, a 2 or 3-month-old baby and a little toddler. I really don't think it's fully gonna hit me until I like am in labor freaking out going to the hospital because Evan's not even gonna be here. So it's gonna be wild, but I'm so excited, and I'm excited that y'all get to follow along in our journey. Thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to give it a thumbs up and comment on what your early pregnancy symptoms were. And then don't forget to subscribe. We'll see you in our next one. Bye.